YouTube, I want to welcome you back to my channel. And today, we're going to talk about the 7-inch OHREX trucking GPS navigation system. Let's go!
I told my homies that it's time to get it, let's get it. Let's get down to business and live it. Invest in success for a living. Get the Skrilla, watch them call you a villain. The stunt moves standing out of attention. Unless they inherit, they shit on your blessings. So I just stay in my satchel, my duffel, my hustle. Get money and for of a stretch it. Transitioning into a legend. Never forget it, don't never forget it. I keep it real, yeah, I keep it real. Responsible for half.
So as I said in the introduction, today we're going to talk about the OHREX 7-inch navigation trucking GPS. So before we get started, just to let you know, as you've probably seen in my last video, and videos that'll probably come after this, I'm currently in the process of going to Schneider National to start my trucking journey. One of the major things I know I will need once I get there and start this journey is a GPS. So in the process of looking around on Amazon and different places, I wanted to find a GPS that wasn't overly expensive, but at the same time wasn't too cheap, but had good reviews, and something that was big and I know that will work for me. And in doing that, I came across this OHREX GPS. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to explain a few things, and I apologize if you see me looking down periodically, as I took notes to try to help me through this video. So some things I'm going to talk about are, which I've already have, is why I chose this GPS, what it looks like. I'll show you that here in the box. The features this GPS has, which I'll show you those as well. And the use of the GPS, which periodically through this video I'll show you. Obviously it's a GPS, so everybody knows how to use it, but I'll show you how this GPS kind of stands out from other brands. And essentially by the end of this video, I'll be able to show you a demo of the GPS in action and show you how that has worked for me, and let you know if I feel like this was a good purchase or a bad purchase. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So I bought this GPS on Amazon. I will put the description, or I'll show a picture of the description of this GPS in the video. I'll show pictures. So again, this is a OHREX Bluetooth 7-inch navigational GPS with free updates. I bought this from Amazon. I think I only spent, like, honestly, 60 something bucks, 66 bucks. With it being Christmas time, you know, a lot of things are a lot of things are running cheap on Amazon right now. So this is the box that the GPS comes in. Now, granted, when I got this, the actual GPS that was listed, as you know, on Amazon was there, and then you have several prices under that offer the same free Prime shipping options. So you may want to take a look at that if you decide to get this GPS. So when it comes in the box, it comes like this. So this is the box for the GPS. So I'll just show you there. Actually, here's a sticker. So if you want to look up the information, you can. So let's give this an open. It's the first time I've opened this, so hopefully everything is attached the way it should be. So let's take a look. So let me just show you here. Here you have the GPS unit, and we'll put that to the side for a minute. If you pull this tab here and open the box, you have the user manual. So I'll show you that there. You have a USB to connector cable. So this is your charging cable, which would either go in your charging block in your wall or in a Windows only computer. And that's the other thing about this too that I want to let you know. To do the updates, you can only use a Windows only computer, and the updates have to be received from the manufacturer. So I'll get more into that later. Here's a suction bracket for the GPS. So, and again, during this video, we'll try to put all that together. Here's the holder for the GPS. And a cigarette lighter charger for the GPS in the packaging. And that's everything in this box, as you see. So, on this video, what we're going to do is we are going to put this GPS together, and we are going to, we're going to put this GPS together, or together, right? That sounds weird. We're going to put this GPS together and see how it works out, because you know I'm quite as curious too, because it's a GPS that it basically promotes the features of this GPS rather. It says it has 12 satellites. It has a 2D and a 3D view, and a North American updated map, and FM transit. So transmitter. So basically you can use the GPS to run sound through your car and all that. So now, again, the GPS is to my left here, but we're going to hook all this up. So here's the cable, which we're going to go ahead and plug in. So let me do this here. Take you guys off my mount. And I can't flip you backwards, so I'm going to flip you around. So let's see. There we go. So stick that in there. As you see, there is, oh, sorry. As you see, there is a red, as you see there, you'll have a red light that indicates that the unit is working. Okay. So my apologies, trying to get this together here. I'm only one person, so okay. So this here goes into, and actually we can probably pull this out. This here goes into that piece there, and as you see, there's a red light and a connector. So let's go ahead and, oops, okay. So next, we're going to get our suction cup together. So here's our suction cup. Here's our bracket, mounting bracket for the GPS. We're gonna put these two pieces together, slide to the right, or let's do up, slide to the right. Nope. Okay, so let's turn them around. Up, there we go. So make sure when you're putting this bracket on, this piece is on your left facing outwards. This piece is on the right. You put that in the back, slide to the left. All right, let's see. And it pops into place. So yep, this piece on your right, this piece on your left, and that pops right into place. And it's not going anywhere. Then you take your you have it up like this. Your GPS goes long ways. You pop the top in. Oops, sorry. Again, it's only one me, people, so bear with me here. You pop. So, let me show you this. Oops. The bottom two teeth go on the bottom piece there. Okay? And you pop that in, and it's secured. No loose, broken parts, secured. Okay? Now, from here, what we're going to do, since this GPS is so huge, we're going to go ahead and apply it to the window. Now keep in mind that when you apply this to your window, let's see here. Apply this to your window. You want to make sure that the bracket has suction. This tab down here, you just flip that up like so. You're going to loosen up sorry. Loosen it up as so, and there is your GPS. Okay? Let me just show you that side. So this knob here, it prevents this from falling. If you need to adjust it, just twist this knob here, That will fall, as you saw. And guess what? Twist it back, and there you go. Okay? So, sorry about that. So next, we're going to go ahead and turn this GPS unit on and see what it does. Okay, so now that we got our GPS unit mounted, let's go ahead and turn this on and see what it does. Now, before we do this, I just want to show you a quick few things. So on this GPS unit, the power button is here. On the left side of this GPS unit, you're going to have a 3.5 millimeter jack. You're going to have a SD card, which does not come with the unit, but you're more than welcome to get one to expand the memory. You're going to have another plug here, and of course you have your power cord. Now, again, remember, this unit shows the red color here, which indicates that the unit is charging, or green, which indicates that the unit is charged. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this part here. All right, so here's the GPS unit. So let's go ahead and hit the button. Now, as you see, I still have the protective coating on it because my hands are a little dirty and I definitely don't want to get the GPS screen dirty. So you should definitely be able to see the video through that screen protector. So let's go over the options real quick. You have your GPS navigation option here. You have your FM tuner here, your date and time here, your navigation configuration here, your volume, your GPS information, and your settings. So let's just go through these real quick. Obviously, the GPS navigation is where we're going to go to get our navigation information, so we'll come back to that. So your FM tuner, if you hit that button, it is basically the Bluetooth that will allow you to play your music through your GPS unit. So, that's what that is. Date and time is just as it says. Now, keep in mind, when you get this GPS unit, prior to me doing this video, I did have to set the date and the time. So, it was incorrect. So, we'll go in here and you'll hit date and time. It'll show you the date here, year, month, day, and then you have the time, which is 12:55. Over here you have your 12-hour selection or your 24-hour selection. I love military time. And then here you can scroll through your time zone. Now, obviously, if you can go back for different time zones here, you can go up for different time zones there. Once you get to your time zone, you would just hit the green button there. Navi configuration. So this is basically where you would go for updates, to do your updates. So if you click on this, it will actually show your navigational information. So basically, this is the navigational path that basically confirms that your navigation information is in this GPS. You should never have to change this unless you're updating, and in that case you would get with the company and they can walk you through this. Now, another feature on the screen, as you see, is the auto run feature. So basically what will happen here is, if you select this feature, when you turn this navigation on, instead of it coming to this screen, it would actually automatically default to your GPS navigation screen. Yeah, it would actually default to your GPS navigation screen automatically without you having to go through this. Now, personally, I'm probably not going to use too much on this page, but you know, obviously it's here for a reason. So you have your volume rocker. If you turn it up, it turns up the volume. You have your screen tap. Yep. You can change the sound. Okay. So we'll come out of that. GPS information. So this GPS information is your GPS coordinates. So this is how you know if your GPS is working. Before you try to use the GPS, it's recommended that you come to this screen and verify that your signal strength is verifiable. If it's not verifiable, and then chances are the signal from the satellite is not hitting your GPS, and you may want to change the area you're in or reset your GPS. You have your longitude, your latitude, which is your coordinates, your altitude, which is how far up you are, which 269.92, 93, 91. Interesting. You have your time. You have the total of satellites that are being tracked by this GPS, and you have the total of satellites that are being seen by the GPS. So let me say it again. The total amount of satellites the GPS can see, and the total amount of GPSs the satellite is using. And this here will show the strongest satellite that's in use. So that's good information to have. Your settings. Your language. Obviously, English is my first language, so that's where it'll stay, but you can flip through these toggles. You have a backlight. So this basically tells the GPS or navigation system how long to keep the backlight on before it shuts it off if it's not in use. So that's that. You have a factory reset, which I'm not going to hit that button, but common sense dictates what that button does. It resets the GPS back to factory settings. And then you have information screen. So it gives you the version you're on, the app version, and the information about the GPS and how much RAM it's using. This GPS has 256 megabytes and 8 gigs on it. So obviously if you plan on doing more with this GPS, like music and stuff, you probably want to put something on an SD card and do it that way. Okay. So without further ado, people, we are going to get into the meat and beans of this whole navigation system, which is the GPS. Okay, so before I start with the GPS, there's something else that I noticed in the last video that I didn't show you guys, and I apologize for this. So in this settings screen, Peekaboo. There we go. Bluetooth. I didn't point that out in the video, so I apologize. That was an oversight on my part. So this Bluetooth feature actually is is basically, my phone isn't connected to it currently, but you can connect your phone to this, and this is how you can get music from your phone, dial from your phone, phone book, search, disconnect, settings. So let's just, there's nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Let's look at the settings. So obviously there's probably nothing here that you need to change, so I'm not messing with that. I'll come out of there. That's your search button, that's your disconnect button. It's all self-explanatory. If you want me to do a video about the Bluetooth feature of this GPS, leave a comment in the description and ask for it, and I'll be more than happy to take time to do that for you guys. So going back here, all right, so the part that everybody's been waiting on is the GPS navigation. So let's go ahead and hit that. So this is going to happen one of two ways: by you hitting that button, or let's come out of here real quick, go in the Navi configuration, hit auto. You're going to hit the green button. We're going to tap the button on top. Now, when you hit the power button, you get a sleep option, a shutdown option, a cancel option. In this case, we're going to shut it down. If you don't hit a button, it automatically shuts itself down. So we're going to turn this back on again. Wait for it to boot up. Makes a sound, and it automatically boots into the GPS, as you see. So remember earlier in the video I talked about how it bypasses the first screen, and if you need to get back to that screen, basically you can just wait until it boots in and then hit this button to go back to that screen. It's easy as pie. So on this GPS, you have a map, destination, routes, and more. So we're going to go into these options one by one. So this is the map, the show map. So as of the making of this video, this is where I'm at. Clearly, by the time you get this video, I won't be here no more, so don't come look for me. But it shows a menu button here, the street I'm on, the speed limit for this street. Currently it's in a parking lot, so obviously there's no speed limit there, and the address I'm near. So in this case, 4252 and 4253 is where I'm between. And if we just look over at that door there, that's 4252. And that's 4256. So, I'd say the GPS is right on the money with it. So, up here in the corner, which I probably can take this off now because actually here, let's do this. My apologies. So up here in the corner is an information button. Up here in this corner is an information button. And if you hit that button, there you go. Up here is an information button. If you hit that button, there you go. If you hit that button, it actually gives you the address of where you're at currently, the longitude, and the latitude for where you are. So just in case you're somewhere you don't know where you are, it's the immediate information is right there. Okay. So here you can hit more and you can add it to your favorites, or you can close out of this. You can hit select to select the address. So we're going to go back. Okay. We're going to go back here. So from here, what we can do is you can hit the menu button. We're going to go into our destination. So in this destination, you can do all sorts of things. You can find an address, find a place, or find it on the map. So for this example, let's find an address. Okay. Let's do United States, City of Columbus. By default, the city I'm in automatically comes up. If you don't want that, you can change it. So if you do want it, you just hit results. Or, yeah, sorry. You can hit that. Hold on, let me go back here. There we go. Sorry, my apologies. So you hit country. The country name was already in. Okay. It's your city. City name was already in. Street name. You can type in the street name. And these are the street names near me. So Wyant Avenue, South Wyant, Wyant Street, Wyant, and Westerville. So the GPS coordinates definitely help. The GPS satellite definitely helps with trying to find this information. Find places. Again, remember this is running off of GPS satellite up there in the right hand corner. So the nearest gas stations around my current location, if you hit them, well, it's a good list, but it's kind of jacked up. So clearly we know that U-Haul is not a gas station. How that ended up on this list, Lord only knows. But there's a Kroger, a BP, Marathon, Dairy Mart, Thornton's. So it basically gives you a list of immediate list of gas stations in the area. So that's that. And obviously parking, restaurants, accommodations, or custom search. If you want me to go more specifically into the finding places area, again, leave me a comment and I'll do a video on that specific, just that specific thing. Find maps. So with this, instead of you typing something in, you can click on find map and it literally pulls up all the gas stations in the area. And you know, different things. Again, I'm not going to go too much into that. If you want to know more about finding stuff on the map, let me know. I'll gladly do a video. Route options. Here on this screen, you can create a route, and then you can do an overview of that route, things to avoid, and cancel the route. So this is when you need to plan a route. I'm not going to go too much into it. If you want to know more, let me know. Okay. We go to more. Now, on this screen, there's several different options. So you have a music player, which again plays your music from the Bluetooth feature. A picture viewer, which if you stick a SD card in, it will pull up all your pictures. A unit converter. So the length, the temperature, the speed, the fuel economy, the mass, the area, the volume. Like, there's a lot of features on here you can use to convert stuff, which is probably useful for truck drivers, and it's just a tool to readily have near you just in case. Clothing. So, I'm a little confused here. Let's see. Oh, okay. It shows bra sizes. Shoe sizes. Oh, it converts shoe size. So basically, and bra sizes. So basically, if you're trying to figure out something for clothing purposes, or you're going to the store and you trying to figure out, what's a 5.5 in European styles, that's what it is. So that's interesting. And then clearly there's more options there. You got the one for hats. So a lot of interesting things. So if we click over, you have a calculator here. Well, this is nice, because then you don't have to pull out your phone while you're driving. Going down the street, 52 or 25 plus 25, we already know that's 50. But this works just in case you're trying to calculate something real quick, or maybe you're on the phone with somebody and you need a quick calculator. Fuel consumption. You put your odometer reading in, and I assume that it tells you how much fuel you used. So that's interesting. Sunrise, sunset. Based on the satellite. This shows you where you are, and it shows you how close to nighttime you're getting. And it tells you what time sunset is and what time, or sunrise is, and what time sunset is, which is very good feature to have on here. So 5:07 a day and 7:46 this morning. So that's nice to have. A trip monitor. So basically, it records your current trips. So when your GPS turns on, it shows how long the GPS is on, how long you've been driving, which I haven't drove yet, how long I've been stopped. So this video is going on 13 minutes. I've been stopped for 10 of those 13 minutes. Interesting, obviously that adds up. Total distance I've driven during this particular trip, 50 miles, or 50 feet rather, sorry. The minimum altitude, maximum altitude, when I started this trip, when I ended the trip. Interesting. So, you can hit this button here and it'll show these details on a map for you. So that's interesting to know. That's probably not something I will want to show, but hey, it's good to have. So, and then you can delete stuff by hitting that there, deleting that, and then obviously it's recording the current trip. So once I start driving, it'll record it until I turn this GPS off or stop where I'm at, and then it'll probably shut off. Country information. Obviously, you can go through here, find a country that applies, and change the parameters for the navigation for that. Okay. Here you have a settings menu for the GPS navigation system. Warning and settings, customize, quick menu, driving time management, traffic, route settings, user profiles, map settings, visual guidance settings, display, regional, long collection, start configuration wizard, and a return to default. So obviously sounds and warnings. You have a your volume here. You have your voice language. So if you click on this, it'll allow you to pick a language and pick an option. As you see here, I like the UK sounding person.
I'm Serena. Please drive carefully today.
And you can go through here and pick. The other nice thing is, see here it says street names announced, street names not announced. So it will differentiate, the street names on one and not the street names on the other. So you have a pro options. So it can read out traffic, read out some route summaries, read out country information, system messages. So I don't have that set up. And then you have advanced settings, which is announcing the streets or announcing your next turns. So speed warnings, point alert points, warning signals in that menu. Okay, go back. The driving time management menu. So I haven't really messed with this, but that's more so for truck drivers and managing their time. Traffic. I haven't really messed with this, but that's an option there. Route settings. So here you can pick what type of vehicle it is. So for me, I'm in a car right now. I'm on the road. Off-road is like dirt paths and things. Route planning method. I can pick to go fast, to get there at the fastest time. I can pick there to get there at the time that saves me the most gas, the shortest route, or the easiest route. If you change the vehicle, for example, now keep in mind, there's several different vehicle options. So cars, pedestrians, bicycles, emergency vehicles, a bus, taxi, a truck. You can click on the max vehicle of the item. So like, for example, the max a truck would go is probably, depending on where you are, is 65 miles an hour, because a lot of companies govern their trucks. So 65 miles an hour. Confirm parameters for each route plan. So basically when you start your GPS trips, you can do that. Now, the fun part about this GPS, if you notice, it allows you to put in the length, the width, and the height of your truck. If you have a trailer, how many axles you have, the maximum allowed weight, and the actual weight, and what type of freight you have. Okay? For a car, how many fuel miles you're trying to save, how many fuel miles you want to save on the freeway, the engine type, and the fuel price. So you can put all that in for cars. So highways, these are things you can either look for or avoid. So I don't mind going through highways, period changes, tolls, ferries, carpool lanes, and then there's a green alternative. You have user profiles. So you can set up different users. They can click on their name, and the options change based on who's using this GPS. Oops, sorry. So, trying to click down here. So, you have visual guidance and map settings. So, map settings is what it is, map settings. So you can change the way the map is set up. So you can be down on the ground, or you can be up. Viewpoints, you can be high, medium, low, normal. Automatic overview, the colors of the map, 3D terrain, all those options. Okay. Regional. Shows you different time zones, units and formats, and program language for this GPS. As you see, the time zone for me is set to auto. So that's basically what happened is once it senses I cross over the state line somewhere, and it notices there's a time difference, it automatically flips the GPS time so that I don't have to worry about it. Trip monitor, log collection, and the start configured wizard, and the default reset are the other options. If you want to see those, let me know, and I'll do I'll do a separate video on those. So now what we're about to do is I'm going to do a video in a parking lot where I'm moving so that you can see how this GPS looks, what options show up, so that you see how this works. Okay, so as we drive around this parking lot, I just want to show you what happens here. So looking at this GPS, if you click on this screen here, it pulls up some options. So speed limit, time. If you click on the option, it deletes all three of these and just keeps that option up. So, and then if we look at here, where am I? Again, you can click on the current place and it will show you longitude, latitude, and altitude. And it shows you exactly where you are. And as I drive, you will notice, and again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in a vacant parking lot. So, as you notice, that changes as I drive. So as I drive, my position changes, the satellite coordinates changes, and it shows where I am. Now, The other interesting part is if you're looking for an address, it'll show you if the address is on the left side or on the right side based on the direction you're driving. So that's another helpful thing too. As you see here, it shows the speed limit for this street is 45, which is accurate. And it gives you the street name, the speed limit. Well, sorry. So it tells you, not only does it tell you the speed limit here, but it also tells you speed limit here. It tells you the time and the speed you're going. So let's take a look here. Yep. Accurate. So South Hamilton, that's the speed, that's the street number there in the direction I'm going, which is which right now it's showing, I think they was showing south, but I'm actually facing north. So I think once I get out, because the actual street that it's showing is right there where all those cars are, and as you see, I'm just sitting in the parking lot here. So once I go out on the street, I'm sure it'll actually update that information. So yeah, but yeah, this GPS is very useful for a lot of reasons, and I definitely recommend somebody who's looking to get one. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the time I took to show you how this OHREX GPS works. At the end of the day, I feel like it's a very good option for, it's made for truckers, but it's a good option for everybody. It's very detailed. It has a lot of information, and the information is, the coordinates is based on satellites. So if you get lost, if you don't know where you are, if there's an emergency, at least you can provide longitude and latitude information to first responders to help them get to you quicker. It has the Bluetooth option, which I like because it allows you to use your phone instead of having to find the phone. If the phone's connected to the GPS, and then you can just use it. And the other thing is, the GPS itself is big, it's huge. So it's not like one of those small GPSs for me where you gotta squint in and see it. It's huge. So you can actually see everything you're looking for on the screen. And it helps out, and it's very detailed. If there's something I didn't cover in this video, or if there's something more you want to know about this GPS, feel free to leave a comment down in the comments section, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have, or make a video about specific things regarding this GPS. The primary reason for me making this video was because I looked up this GPS, and there were not enough detailed videos about this GPS or how it worked to allow me to make a conscious decision. But I'm glad at the end that I did go out and purchase it, and I'm glad that I made this purchase instead of spending money on like the more expensive brands. Again, YouTube, I want to thank you for watching my video. I love you guys. Stay tuned for the next one, and let's do it.